to do again.
Yes. Right.
Sometimes God's got to do some things again. He's got to prophesy again.
Yes.
Sometimes a ministry can go through turbulence.
Yes.
In relationship, you go through turbulence. In your family, you go through turbulence.
Yeah.
And things can get a little bit of haywire. Sometimes it ain't always the devil. Sometimes because somebody simply missed God.
Yes.
But I thank God that He's a merciful God and you can recover from missing Him.
Yes.
So understand, God is getting ready to speak again. Now let me hurry up and get to my point so I can get to talking about these altars. So listen, now the Bible said this in verse 14 of chapter 13 in Genesis. It says, and the Lord said unto Abram, after, somebody say after, that Lot separated from him. Now I love this scripture. This one blessed me. It actually helped me to make the decision to come out here. When I first decided to come to Arizona, it was some years ago, God spoke to me and said, there's a work to do in Arizona. Y'all, He didn't call me to come then. I was getting ready to make something happen. I knew somebody on this end, that some members that had moved out here, and I was like, I'm about to make it happen. I had made some phone calls, and I was going to start flying in. And God said, no, this ain't the time. So a few years had passed. I came and I visited. Long story short, when I came and I made the visit, as soon as my feet hit the ground in the airport, I began to feel something spiritual happening. I couldn't even explain it. I asked my two daughters, I said, y'all don't feel that? And they're like, we don't know what you're, I'm serious, y'all don't feel something. I feel something in my spirit. They said, no. I said, no, I feel something. And as we were driving to the hotel, I heard the Lord speak to me. He said, this is your promised land. Now y'all got to understand, I had a growing church in Chicago, but God is speaking about Arizona. Understand this, the moment that your feet hit the soil of a place that you're called to be, that soil will begin to speak to you in a sense. Now, it ain't crazy enough. I just want you, in a sense. Now your purpose, come on, you meet your purpose, your destiny face to face. And as we were riding along, I thought, oh my God, this is crazy. Not only that, happy endorphins was just released. I was like, it must be the sun. I'm just so happy. Y'all, I was so happy. I didn't want to go back to Chicago. It was a struggle to leave. Found myself getting in an apartment with a friend when my assistant needed a new fresh start. She wanted to move to Arizona. I said, sure you can, as long as I get to have a bedroom in your apartment. I went and picked out the apartment. Traveling back and forth because I felt something drawing me here. Then all of a sudden the brook dried up in Chicago for me personally. And the brook just kept drying up. And then I said, God, what are you saying? He said, I want you to go to Arizona. He sent me to Arizona. And I thought it was going to be a 2-week stay. And while I was there during that time, God spoke to me. He said, it's time for you to come here. Confirmed it by way of my apostle and other prophets within that same exact trip. To God be the glory. I was released to come. But guess what? Even after that, I still didn't make my way here the way I wanted to. It took me a year before we finally got a home. I've been living here almost 2.5 years now. So I want you to understand, many people didn't know that. And so I want you to understand something. There was something in me showing up in the place that God has set me. And when I got here, woman of God, that's when He spoke. Now we look at Abram right here. And the Bible said, and the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, He said, lift up now thine eyes. Now listen to this. And He said, look from the place where thou art. I speak English. He said, look right here. From the place that you are. Have you ever been in a place where everything don't look so great? Come on. How many believe that God has a purpose concerning your life? And you have you have a promise, you have a destiny. Here, Abram was given a promise. And I can only imagine what was going through Abram's mind when God was saying, listen, I'm going to multiply your seed. Come on. You're going to be a father of great nations. Can you imagine what was going through his mind? But it was the word of the Lord, and all he did was get up and act on faith and moved on faith alone. Faith got him up. His trust, his dependence in God got him out. Come on, of his homeland. He left everything that he knew to go somewhere he did not know. Passing by way of giants and all of that. Y'all got to understand. You got to think about what he was going through in that time and in that process. But understand, it was not until he separated and disconnected from what was supposed to be going with him, that is when God began to prophesy again.